Hello everyone. It is 12 a.m. right now, on the 12th, and just making a quick video. No webcam today because just got a haircut. Also, it's kind of late. I don't want to show my face. I do want to upload a video. I want to upload it right now because I think shit's about to happen. You know, I have a feeling. Quick story time. I was at the gym today. I was going into the sauna, and there was this old guy, boomer, telling me how horrible it is to have tattoos. Right? I don't have any tattoos, but I don't know why. But he was sharing that. He probably saw that I don't have any tattoos, so he wanted to share his opinion with me. It's whatever. And he asked me what do I do for a living. I said, oh, I do stocks for a living. He's like, oh, I love stocks. And we got out the sauna, and then he took his phone out, and he probably showed me his $300,000 bank account, or not bank account, his like retirement account, and how he's doing great. And I'm like, oh, I thought I thought the market has been pretty tough. I'm talking about um, stuff like Palantir, Google, but I was like, I thought it's been going down a little bit. And he told me that, yeah, it's been going down a little bit, but it's not a big deal. It's gonna hit all time high anyways, is what he told me. He had a lot of his money in the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones, and Dow Jones did hit all time high just yesterday. But I was like, wow, okay, that's really cool. And I don't have the heart to tell him what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, because I think the whole thing is gonna fall apart. Like right now, we're at the end time, is what I'm feeling. Stock hasn't been doing great since this day, which is October 10th. And the only thing that's been doing well was gold and silver. Well, mainly silver. Okay, silver was great, and then it's not great anymore. If silver falls apart right here, I feel like the whole thing will crumble behind it. We're already kind of having a declining 20-day moving average, where the stock price is below the 50-day moving average, and we're below the 10-day exponential moving average, and the 200-day moving average is catching up. I don't know. The whole thing is looking kind of heavy. One main reason it's heavy, we have underlying stocks that's kind of starting to fall apart. Well, Google is kind of following Google is the Nasdaq. Let's be honest. We got stock like Palantir, which is down 37% since all time high, and it's like quietly dying, and no one is like talking about it. That's a big deal. The company just lost a third of its value, right? Another one is Robinhood. We got a financial company. Robinhood is down 53%. Think about it. Robinhood just lost half of their value. Yeah, sure, we're still up a lot from a year ago, sure. But you have to think about it that way. We're below every single moving average. And if you um, give it a while, how many more days? Give it 2 more months. If we stay around this price, the 200-day moving average will start to turn. And some of the other stuff, let me make sure. Yeah. And aside from that, let's do a quick dive on the QQQ. So QQQ made a major move since 2025 April, right? It made a big move, 57%. Everybody is happy. And the problem, this was a great rally. A lot of stock actually got going. Quantum names, like a lot of people made a lot of money. And I think too much people made too much money. The market is about to enter the area where it wants to basically take some money back. First, we have the chop. Now, this chop is actually, this is, by the way, But you guys are on Forte. You guys are on my channel. Nothing here is financial advice. It's all my conspiracy theory. So let's talk about this. Since October 10th, a lot of the leaders have hit the high and are starting to break down. And then there's been a couple big volume candles of the QQQ going down and then rallying back up, going down, rallying back up. And all these rallies, I don't know if you guys realizing, are mostly with pretty much lower volumes. If you guys can see right here, I'm drawing lines right now, right? You guys see this volume? It's pretty below average, and every time when we're climbing, it's going down. Now, what is that? I don't know if you guys have watched the movie Margin Call, but there was this one scene, the guy was like, we can't just be selling. Like, the business is buying and selling. If we start selling, everybody on the street is gonna know. So many big institutions, not just one, not just two, many big institutions have probably, in my opinion, started this operation together. And this operation is loading up short positions and unloading their positions since April. And on the way up, they have been loading up positions over and over and over. And they're pretty much slowly unloading them as we go higher. And at the same time, still buying them. That's how the business works. And there's more buying than selling. That's why this business, the stock market is going up, right? And there was a big unload on October 10th that kind of start. Though it was like a signal, be like, hey, guys, we're starting this. So in this chop, there's been more unloading than there has been loading. There's been very small buying. They're still buying to make sure that this the Nasdaq doesn't crumble yet. Because if it crumbles, how do they sell their position, right? If it crumbles if it just starts going down, let's say from October 10th all the way down, they're gonna be taking losses. And let me tell you one thing: these institutions, they don't lose money, okay? So if you have that narrative in your head and you realize that the market is just unloading positions to the retail, you start to realize, wait a minute, this makes sense, and this is gonna be pretty bad, right? Because what are they gonna do once they're done unloading their shares and load it up on shorts? Well, I think we're about to see that. What I was thinking was the market perhaps QQQ goes up, but I think QQQ is not strong enough even. I don't think they have the balls to keep on buying, because they can't buy this thing up to all-time high anymore. They're gonna have to buy a lot, which will increase their risk. So I think around this area is when they realize we have to just do this on the QQQ already. So QQQ broke out to almost all-time high. I mean, pretty much all-time high, let's be honest. And it was the volume was okay. But it was mostly retail volume. But that's where they, even on that day of the breakout, they were selling and loading up shorts. Because if they want, and it obviously looks like they are not very confident anymore. Like, they're not like, oh, we're gonna make this a big green candle to like even FOMO more retails in, or print 2 to 3 more candles to FOMO more people in. They need to sell this thing as soon as they can. And I think on SPY, it tells a very similar story. And SPY is actually 1 day away from all-time high. And maybe we do hit all-time high and then start going down, or maybe we don't. But just from the story on the QQQ, it seems like these funds, they cannot push the price up anymore. They already kind of snapped their finger, be like, let it go, let it break, and we broke out of this rally. A lot of people probably got in here. And many did, even I did too. But I got out with a quick loss. And quickly after we broke out, this thing just started crumbling. It started going down. And then in the last 2 days, we get hit with some of the biggest rally. These rallies are, you see some of the biggest rallies at the shortest period of time in a bear market. And we are not technically in a bear market right now because everybody's super. They just think that this is a choppy market, right? But in my opinion, this is an area where they're loading up. This is not a consolidation. This is not a base. This is the unloading ground of the institutions, and loading up shorts. So what's gonna happen next? I think this is gonna happen. Well, we're gonna get some bounces. It's not gonna be like straight down, but likely bounce off the 200-day moving average or the anchored view up here, maybe. But if we really start panic selling, if these candles goes quick, people are gonna learn that fear knows no support, and support and dips, they're only buyable when it's supported by institutions. When the institutions are loaded up on shorts, those dips are not gonna work. And I think they are loaded up on shorts. Like for example, if you take a look at before this area, like here, right? Pretty much every single dip was buyable, right? Because the dip was sponsored by institutions and other big funds. But now, I highly doubt they are. That's why, in my opinion, we're not gonna see a bounce. I think we're gonna go down pretty quickly. Maybe we are gonna get bounce. There's gonna be bounces for sure. Like stock doesn't just die like this. And also, they're gonna want to cover their shorts, and those covering are gonna create some big bounces too, because they don't like cover everything at once. As we know, they always the position's too big. They always have to cover, and those covers are gonna create some short bounce opportunities for some profits. Aside from that, I think this is a general trajectory that the market is gonna go. And the fact that today's story of the guy showing me his $300,000 account makes me think that boomers are getting a little too ahead of themselves. Boomers are forgetting what it's like to live in an era where financial instability also applies to them, right? And when it comes to money, when it comes to high finance, I'll have you guys know that these people, the institutions and the big banks, they can be pretty ruthless. They can be pretty angry, and they don't care who it is. They don't care how old you are. They don't care if they don't care if you can retire nicely. All they care is if they can make as much money as they can, and that is how it works. Now, obviously, I'm not saying this is gonna happen, right? Who knows? But anyways, that's it. That's the message I wanted to share. Am I gonna be wrong? I hope so. I mean, I don't hope so, actually. I have shorts. I hope I'm right. But for anyone that's going long right now, go ahead and like this video and share your anger at me in the comment section. Tell me I'm wrong, okay? Let me know that, so I know how many people thinks differently from me. Excuse me. And yeah, that's the video for today. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone, and happy trading. Happy trading. This is Forte, the legendary they call it the 1 minute trader. Anyways, see you guys next time.